As we continue our program, we are returning to an area where counties are on the front line every day: transportation and infrastructure. It is my pleasure to welcome a leader who understands how America's counties are keeping America moving. Congressman Sam Graves of Missouri, chairman of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. His committee has jurisdiction over many of the systems that counties help build, own, and maintain, including roads and bridges and transit, water resources, ports, and public works. Counties collectively own and maintain 44% of the nation's roads and 38% of all bridges, over 280,000 bridges nationwide. For counties, infrastructure policy is about the roads our residents drive on every day, the bridges that connect our communities, and the systems that support commerce, emergency response, and quality of life. We appreciate the chairman's leadership and his understanding of the county's role in delivering infrastructure on the ground. Please join me in welcoming Chairman Sam Graves.
I don't know if the picture's still up on the screen, but I'm wearing the same tie that I was wearing in the picture. I just noticed that. Probably the same shirt too, for all I know. But yeah, there it is. I wash my shirts once a year, whether they need it or not. But listen, thanks for the opportunity to be here. I'm going to talk real quick on the FEMA reform bill that we put together. I'm chairman of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, but there's a lot of jurisdictions that go along with that, besides everything dealing with transportation, from pipelines to our ports, rail, aviation, highways, bridges. I also have full jurisdiction over the United States Coast Guard, all public buildings, whether that's the USDA in Kansas City or the Smithsonian in Washington. But I also have FEMA and emergency preparedness, and which is a pretty big jurisdiction. Listen, FEMA's broken. It really is, and it takes forever. And I don't have to tell you all this because you have to deal with it if you have any sort of natural disaster. The president decided that he wanted to fix it. And so we put a bill together in our committee. It's a very bipartisan bill. In fact, my counterpart, Rick Larson, who's the ranking member, he's my partner in the process, and I don't use that term lightly. He's truly my partner in the process, and we have a very bipartisan committee, and we put out bipartisan legislation as a result, which it passes simply because we gather input from everybody on the committee. But we put a bill together that fixes FEMA. We've done a few bills in the past that address some specific issues, and all it ended up doing is creating more and more bureaucracy within FEMA itself. So we put together a very large, comprehensive piece of legislation. It has passed out of committee. We're waiting on floor time in the House of Representatives before we can move it over to the Senate. But one of the biggest things it does is it elevates FEMA to a cabinet level position. So they will answer directly to the president, whoever that may be, when it comes to disasters. But it streamlines the process incredibly, to be quite honest with you. It's going to cut through that bureaucracy in a big way. It's going to streamline disaster response. In fact, what we do is we take this back and forth cumbersome process that victims have to go through when it comes to getting recovery dollars. We prepare that down to a one-page application. It obviously applies a whole lot more common sense when it comes to disaster assistance. It reduces the risk and cost to the taxpayers, and it just speeds up that recovery. It puts states back in the driver's seat. It takes away that federal overreach when it comes to disaster assistance. So that's kind of it, to be quite honest with you, in a nutshell. It is a good piece of legislation. It's going to do a whole lot to help you out. And by the way, we solicited input from National Association of Counties. You had a lot to do with putting this, your association did, with putting this legislation together. And that's how we do legislation in the Transportation Committee, is we seek input from the people that know, the people that have to implement, the people that have to put these policies into place and into action. We seek that input from stakeholders. So real quick, other things we're doing, we're working on the highway bill that is due next September. It's the bridge, or basically the highway and bridge bill. It's going to be a true infrastructure surface transportation bill, which we are in that process of working on. It's a 5-year authorization. We reauthorize the program for our highways and bridges every 4 to 5 years, and we're also working on the next WRDA bill. WRDA is the Water Resources Development Bill, deals with all of our inland waterways and the Corps of Engineers and how we move forward with those projects. So we have a whole lot on our plate right now when it comes to transportation and infrastructure, and the good news is we're getting work done in our committee in a time when obviously partisanship is very high and there's not a whole lot getting done because the margin is so narrow in the House of Representatives. One thing about our committee that we're very proud of is we can get legislation accomplished and get it out on the President's desk. So thank you all very much. I appreciate the opportunity to visit with you.
Chairman Graves, thank you for your leadership and for your continued engagement with county officials.